Hello, everyone, and welcome to another conversational English lesson. And today we're going to be talking about going to the beach. Let's get started. So you're meeting a new friend at the office, and on your lunch break, you start a conversation, and in English, they're asking you about the beach. Have you ever been to the beach? Have you ever been to the beach? And how to answer that question would be one of two ways. If you have been to the beach, then you would say, yes, I have been to the beach. I have been to the beach. And if you haven't, well, then of course you'd say, no, I have not been to the beach, or I haven't been to the beach. Have not and haven't are the same. One is just one of those English contractions of two words into one. So you can say, no, I have not been to the beach. Or, no, I haven't been to the beach. And it's good to know these three phrases. In these conversational lessons that we're doing, we introduce three main phrases that you can use as you talk about this subject. And we'll use them over and over again. And by the end of our lesson, you'll know these three phrases very well. And the first one is, have you ever been? Have you ever been? And this question actually can be asked in English for a whole variety of things that people might want to ask you. Have you ever done this before? But today we're going to focus in on some of those things that people like to do at the beach. And so you're talking to your friend, and he asks you, have you ever been to the beach? And you say, yes, I have been. Yes, I have been. And that's the second phrase that we'll use many times in our lesson. Yes, I have been. The third phrase is, no, I haven't ever been. No, I have never been would be another way to say it. All right. What are some of the things that you like to do at the beach? Let's focus in on the beach today. Even though this same question can be asked for many different things, we're going to focus in on the beach. You and your friend are talking about the beach. And if you said, yes, I have been to the beach, their next question might be something like, oh, nice. Have you ever been surfing? Have you ever been surfing? And by the photographs, you'll probably be able to tell or know in your language what we're talking about. Surfing. It's something that people like to do at the beach, especially those beaches that have big waves. In order to do surfing, you really need big waves, and not all beaches have them, right? But those beaches that do have the big waves, people like to surf. Have you ever been surfing? And so you would say, yes, I have been surfing, or no, I haven't been surfing. Now, before we get started with all of the different things that you can do at the beach, we should also say that another way to say this question would be, have you ever gone? Have you ever gone? It's basically asking the same question. Have you ever been surfing? Or you could say, have you ever gone surfing? Have you ever gone surfing? All right, those two are the same. They can be interchangeable, we say. You can use either one. So your friend might ask, have you ever gone sailing? Have you ever gone sailing? Yes, I have gone sailing. No, I haven't gone sailing. Have you ever been windsurfing? Have you ever been windsurfing? And windsurfing is just a little bit different than regular surfing, right? You use the wind and a kind of a sail. Have you ever been parasailing? Parasailing. Have you ever been parasailing? Myself, I haven't tried it, but TK has, my wife. On our honeymoon, we were in the Dominican Republic, and we were staying at the beach, and she went parasailing. Parasailing. Have you ever gone water skiing? Have you ever gone water skiing? Yes, I have gone water skiing. No, I haven't gone water skiing. Have you ever gone jet skiing? Have you ever gone jet skiing? Yes, I have gone jet skiing. No, I have not ever gone jet skiing. You'll notice there's some variations in the way that you can reply. No, I have never gone jet skiing, you could say. Have you ever gone kneeboarding? Have you ever gone kneeboarding? I can say, yes, I have tried kneeboarding. It was a lot of fun. You can say, yes, I have tried kneeboarding. I have tried kneeboarding. It was a lot of fun. I liked it. I liked it. Have you ever gone snorkeling? Have you ever gone snorkeling? I really enjoy snorkeling, especially if the beach that I am at has a coral reef, because you can see so many beautiful tropical fish. Snorkeling. Have you gone snorkeling? Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed snorkeling. Have you ever gone scuba diving? Have you ever gone scuba diving? Have you ever made a sand castle? Have you ever made a sand castle? My children love to make sand castles at the beach. Have you ever been beachcombing? Have you ever been beachcombing? Have you heard of this? That's where you find a remote beach, usually works better, where not a lot of people have been visiting, and you walk up and down the beach looking for things that have washed up from the ocean waves. It might be interesting stones, it might be beautiful shells, It might be driftwood that has been soaked in the ocean for many years and has now ended up on the beach. You might even, if you have a special wand, you might find some money that people have lost on the beach. This is all beach combing. Beach combing. Beach combing. Have you ever gone beach combing? Have you ever searched for seashells? Have you ever searched for seashells? Can you say that? Seashells? It's kind of a tongue twister, we say, because the S is repeated. Seashells. Seashells. And if you wanted to practice some of these tongue twisters, I could give you a good one very similar to this. Try saying this. She sells seashells by the seashore. Can you say that? She sells seashells by the seashore. And if you can say it good once, try saying it again a little bit faster. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. And just keep getting faster and faster and see what happens. It's very interesting. It can be a lot of fun tongue twisters. Have you ever searched for seashells? Have you ever played beach volleyball? Have you ever played beach volleyball? Beach volleyball is a lot like regular volleyball, but you're outside in the fresh air, and maybe you're just in your swimsuit, and because it's nice soft sand to land in, you might even try more moves than you would if you were inside on the concrete floor, and it can be a lot of fun. Beach volleyball. Have you ever walked along a beach at sunset? Have you ever walked along a beach at sunset? It can be a very beautiful scene, and it's a nice walk, especially if you're with a good friend. Have you ever walked along a beach at sunset? Have you ever just sat and watched the tide roll in? The tide roll in? Do you know what the tide is? The tide is the English word for that phenomenon of how the ocean rises. That's the tide that rolls in, and it lifts the sea level along the shore up, and then it reaches a peak, and then the tide goes out and the sea level at the seashore goes down. And if you're living in the tropics, you might not notice the tide very much because the tide is not very high near the equator. But if you live in northern parts of the world like we do here in Canada, you can see the sea level at the seashore rise 2 or 3 meters, and it's fun just to watch the tide roll in. The tide roll in. Have you ever played on a sandbar? A sandbar. We have places in eastern Canada, in Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island, where there's a lot of sandbars. When the tide goes out, it reveals little small islands of sand, and we call them sandbars. And it's fun to run along the sandbar and then through the shallow water into the next sandbar. Have you ever played on a sandbar at the beach? When the tide goes out, it can leave little pools of water, and if you look in these pools, you can sometimes see little crabs. Have you ever, someone might ask, have you ever picked up a small crab at the beach? Have you picked up a crab at the beach? Have you ever gone swimming at the beach? Have you ever gone swimming at the beach? You know, a lot of times people just go to the beach to lie in the sun. It's one thing to go to the beach and just walk along and see the beautiful scenery, but other people like to actually go in the water and swim. And so your friend might ask you, have you ever been swimming at the beach? Have you ever been swimming at the beach? Another question that they might follow that up with is, have you ever been stung by a jellyfish at the beach? Have you ever been stung by a jellyfish at the beach? Do you know what a jellyfish is? You can probably guess by looking at the photograph. It's a sea creature that just swims by moving their soft membrane body and their little tentacles that come down. If you touch them, they might react and sting you with little stingers that they have. Have you ever been stung by a jellyfish at the beach? Have you ever had a bad sunburn when you went to the beach? Have you ever had a bad sunburn when you went to the beach? Have you ever been swimming with the dolphins? Have you ever gone swimming with the dolphins? I used to have a client that had a swimming with dolphins program. And so I would go down to the Dominican Republic and film people swimming with dolphins. And when TK and I were there, she had the opportunity to swim with the dolphins. Well, that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed the lesson, and we'll see you next time here at Study English. So long for now.